Hello everybody, xin chào tụi con. Rất vui khi tụi con trở lại lớp học của cô ngày hôm nay. Today we learn Unit 12 Music Part 5 Language Focus. Here are the content of the lesson. Number 1, pronunciation. Number 2, grammar. And the last, practice. Are you ready? Yeah, let's begin. Now we do a small game, Trump word. Number 1, gentle. Number 2, listen. Number 3, boring. Number 4, song. Number 5, singer. Number 6, lyrical. Number 7, music. And the last, solemn. Which of these group has and G sounds? Yes. Listen, songs, singer, music, solemn. Okay. Pronunciation. Today we learn two sounds, sh and z.
Hello, I'm Jill at Ingvid, and today's lesson is on the pronunciation of some words which contain either S or Z sounds. They look the same quite often or very similar, but the pronunciation is different depending on various factors. So let's have a look at some examples. There's a rule that you can follow that if it's a verb, an action word, the sound is a Z sound, z, z, as with the word close. Okay, if you ask someone to close the window, it's a Z sound. But if you have an S sound, it will probably be either an adjective, a noun, or an adverb, so that if you have, I like to sit close to the window, that's an adverb, close to the window, then it's an S sound. And also, the window looks out onto the close. A close is like a little street, or maybe a little enclosed area. A close, you sometimes hear street names are something close, like Clifton Close, something like that with capital C, close. So it's a sort of small street outside where people live in a residential area usually. Okay, so you can see that the word C-L-O-S-E is spelt the same for all of these, but the pronunciation for the verb is close with a Z sound, and for the other two, for the noun and the adverb, it's close with an S sound. Okay, so this is a little rule that you can follow for a few other words as well. So let's have a look at those words and I'll explain each one. So here's the word we've just used here, close, for the verb to close your eyes, close the window, close the door, okay? But if you're using this word as an adjective or an adverb, you say close, sitting close to the window, okay? And also as a noun, the close, the little street outside, close, with an S. Okay, so another verb and noun which the same thing happens to is use, to use, which is the Z sound. What kind of pen do you use? I don't think there's an adjective or an adverb for that word, but we have a noun, use. What use is a pen? When the ink has run out, what use is that pen? And what use is a noun, use, with an S sound. Okay. And similar to use, we have excuse, or excuse me, to excuse somebody is the verb. But if you use it as a noun, if I make an excuse why I can't go to somebody's party, I gave them a good excuse, and that's a noun, excuse with S. Excuse me, I have an excuse. So it depends on what part of speech it is, a verb or a noun. Okay. Then this one, mostly we think of this word as a noun, a house, a building where somebody lives, house. So it's an S sound, and it's a noun. But you can use it as an adjective if you're describing, for example, somebody who paints and decorates. They are a house painter. So there you're using the word house as an adjective to describe what kind of painter. So it can be used as an adjective. But you can also, as a verb, you can house people. If you have enough rooms to house 100 people, something like that. So house, to house, as a verb, has the Z sound in it. Okay. Then we have a couple of examples where the spelling actually changes, but the Z and the S rule applies to these as well. And also, people often get confused with this one, loose and lose. So it's useful to see that and clarify, when is it a single O, when is it a double O, okay, as well as how to pronounce it. Okay, so next one, lose, to lose something. I hate it when I lose my keys, so that's the Z sound. If something is loose, though, this is a different spelling, double O instead of one O. But loose, I'm wearing a loose scarf. It's not tight around my neck, so it's loose. As an adjective, it's pronounced loose with an S sound. And then there is a noun, it's not used very much, but in one context, if some animal, wild animal, has escaped from a zoo, you say it's on the loose, on the loose. So that's a noun, and it's also double O and with the S sound. Okay. And then finally, another one where the spelling changes, and strangely, the Z sound is spelt with an S, and the S sounds are spelt with a C, just to make it different. But to advise somebody, I have to advise you about something, is a Z sound, that's the verb. If you have an advice session with somebody, that would be this as an adjective, advice session. So that's an S sound, advice, spelt with a C, but S sound. And to give somebody some advice is a noun. So again, advice with an S sound, but spelt with a C. Okay, so there are not many words that do this. I've found as many of them as I could, so there are not many. But I hope that helps to clarify a little bit. And then in the second part of the lesson, I will give you, we've got 3 example sentences here using close, close, close. I'll give you some more example sentences using these words in different ways so that you can hear the different pronunciations. Okay. Okay, so let's look at
Today we practice sound sh and z. First of all, listen and repeat sounds.
So, sip, sip, peace, peace, bus, bus, price, price,
Okay, one more.
so, sip, sip, peace, peace, bus, bus, price, price,
Yes. Sound z. Listen and repeat.
zoo, zoo, zip, zip, peas, peas, buzz, buzz, prize, prize,
One more. Sound z.
zoo, zoo, zip, zip, peas, peas, buzz, buzz, prize, prize.
Okay, great. Now, practice the sentences. Number 1.
Susan loves classical music.
Again, one more.
Susan loves classical music.
Number 2.
I like to listen to jazz records. I like to listen to jazz records.
Number 3.
My aunt likes to watch the film The Sound of Music. My aunt likes to watch the film The Sound of Music.
Number 4.
But my cousin prefers going to concerts. But my cousin prefers going to concerts. He's won the first prize for singing folk songs.
Number 5 again.
He's won the first prize for singing folk songs.
Okay, the last.
I'd like a piece of bread and some peas, please.
Very good. You can practice many times at home. Now, grammar. To infinitive. Động từ nguyên mẫu có to. Now, look at the example. What do you use a dictionary for? Bạn dùng từ điển để làm gì? Find the meaning of new words. I can make a sentence like this. I use a dictionary to find the meaning of new words. Tôi sử dụng từ điển để tìm nghĩa của từ, để tra cứu nghĩa của từ. Như vậy thì ở đây chúng ta thấy to infinitive được dùng để làm gì tụi con? Yes. Chúng ta dùng động từ nguyên mẫu có to để nói về mục đích của người nói. We use to infinitive to talk about purpose. Right. Now, grammar. B. WH questions. Câu hỏi có vấn từ để hỏi. Look at the picture. What band is he singing in? Anh ấy ca trong ban nhạc nào? Anh ấy hát trong ban nhạc nào? Yes. He is singing in BTS band. Okay. Suga Anh ấy hát ở trong ban nhạc BTS. Như vậy thì ở đây chúng ta thấy vấn từ để hỏi trong câu hỏi này là câu hỏi nào? What band is he singing in? Vấn từ để hỏi là what band, ban nhạc nào. Right. Ngoài ra chúng ta còn có những vấn từ để hỏi nào nữa tụi con? Yes. When, where, who, why, how much, what, hoặc là how many, vân vân. When được dùng để chỉ về thời gian, hỏi về thời gian. Where hỏi về nơi chốn. Who hỏi về người. Why hỏi về lý do. How much dùng để hỏi về giá cả, số lượng cho những danh từ không đếm được. What là hỏi về tân ngữ nè, ý tưởng nè, hoặc cái hành động, cái gì. Right. How many thì dùng để hỏi về số lượng mà dùng cho danh từ đếm được. How many pens are there on the table? How many pens? Pens là danh từ đếm được. Ok, right. Như vậy thì chúng ta quay trở về câu hỏi What band is he singing in? Chúng ta sẽ có cấu trúc là gì tụi con? Yes, vấn từ để hỏi, trợ động từ is, chữ ngữ, động từ. Right. Có thể động từ là động từ nguyên mẫu hôn to. Chẳng hạn như mình nói What do you like? What do you like? Như vậy thì động từ like là động từ nguyên mẫu hôn to. Vấn từ để hỏi nè, trợ động từ nè, chủ ngữ nè, động từ nguyên mẫu hôn to. Ngoài ra chúng ta cũng có thể dùng là gì? Vấn từ để hỏi, trợ động từ, chủ ngữ và động từ được chia. Cái thứ ba là có thể vấn từ để hỏi cộng với động từ. Who teaches you English? Ai dạy bạn tiếng Anh? Ví dụ vậy. Right. Now practice. Do exercise 1 and exercise 2. Exercise 1. Use the words in practice to answer the questions. What did you phone him for? Tell him the good news. Number 2. What are you saving money for? Buy a cassette player. 3. What does she practice singing all day for? Win the singing contest. Number 4. What are you learning French for? Sing French songs. Now practice these sentences in 5 minutes. Are you ready? Number 1. I phoned him to tell him the good news. Number 2. I am saving money to buy a cassette player. Number 3. She practices singing all day to win the singing contest. Number 4. I'm learning French to sing French songs. Right. Exercise 2. Ask questions for the underlined word or phrases in the following sentences. For example, I go to school in the afternoon, so you can make the questions. When do you go to school? Yeah. Number 1. I'll stay at home and watch TV if it rains. Number 2. I usually listen to music in my free time. Number 3. He left for Ho Chi Minh City last week. Number 4. James wants to talk to you. Okay, now make questions. WH questions. 5 minutes for you to do this exercise. Are you ready? Now, time's up. Give me your answers. Number 1. Which questions? Yes. What will you do if it rains? Right. Number 2. The questions is that what do you usually do in your free time? Right. Number 3. The like last week. So you can make the questions. When did he leave for Ho Chi Minh City? Number 4. James wants to talk to you. The question is who wants to talk to you? Okay, very good. Homework. Number 1. Practice the sentences in pronunciation. Number 2. Learn the grammar structure. Number 3. Do exercises in your textbooks. And the last, prepare Unit 13, Part A, Reading. Nhớ là bài tập và chuẩn bị cho tiết học kế tiếp nha tụi con. Tiết học của chúng ta đến đây là hết rồi. Cô chào tụi con. Goodbye. Hẹn gặp lại tụi con trong các tiết học sau. Have a good time.